Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, into the action we go today on this Wednesday, September 10th, 2014. Markets are off their lows of the day, and again, the market tried to break down earlier today. You can see, look at how the candles formed today. I think this is always very, very interesting to kind of go over. So we gapped up with a small gap up this morning and had a red candle, then a green, then a red, green, red, green, red, green. And then you had these two very small reds, and that was the signal that the bears were going to lose the battle in the short term. And again, remember, the battle is waging between bears and bulls, and ultimately whoever wins, that's the direction of the market. So in this case, it was a one-way, then a tug-of-war the other way, and then back, back and forth. And ultimately, notice how the sellers got less and less right here, and ultimately a nice tail, and the markets just ripped to the upside. So markets aren't up much today. In fact, the Dow's only up 39 points, S&P's up about 5 or under 5, and NASDAQ's up about 26, which is actually a nice gain for the NASDAQ. But that's because of Apple. And again, Apple was the sell-off cause yesterday, and today it's bouncing back. If we bring up Apple, you can see up $2.30 today. That alone is carrying the NASDAQ higher substantially. So a little bit of interesting action here today. And it is what I find fascinating is that if you take the high from Apple right here and the low from Apple right here, we're basically equidistant between the two. And it shows you that you had a lot of hype yesterday and a lot of fear yesterday. Early in the day, hype on Apple, and later in the day, fear. And interestingly enough, it's somewhere in the middle where Apple comes to rest. Now, the question is, where does it go in the next few days? And that's something we'll be watching very closely. But right now, again, the markets seem to have bounced back somewhat. Now, my projections based on the S&P 500, I mean, if we look at the SPY here, you can see that as far as I'm concerned, you still have a reversal here that looms large. And this was a week ago from Thursday, so almost a week ago as of tomorrow. And the reversal here was at the 52-week highs or all-time highs, down to a big reversal. Then we bounced back a little, came down, and we actually took out those lows. That's important on a technical basis. So short-term, what that tells me is that the market is in a weak position in the global, in the larger view. Short-term, if you just look at the very, very intraday period, this is actually a bullish consolidation pattern. But on the longer term, going back a week or so, this is still a little on the bearish side. I would rate the market over the next week or two neutral to slightly bearish, with a short-term intraday slightly bullish because of this intraday pattern. Okay, so that's what we have going on there, guys. And again, volume 51 million. Volume's drying up a little. Yesterday we saw some good volume on the selling, and then again early this morning some decent volume. Then it's really gotten very, very light here over the past hour or two as this market has just consolidated. Oil stocks continue to get hammered. If you take a look at Chevron, I scalped Chevron and Exxon today, making some good money there. And again, for the most part, what we're seeing here is oil going down, 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 and that's dragging these stocks down. So if you look at the daily chart of Chevron here, look at this. It's almost at the 200 MA. I actually believe personally that if we get one more flush tomorrow and you pierce the 200, see this downsloping trend line? All right, this downsloping trend line is a really nice level here. If you get one more little push down here, this is your entry. All right, you also have a trend line right here. This is your goal line. So it's right around the 122 area. I'm going to call it 122. But if you can get in on Chevron as a swing along at 122, that is a golden ticket level right there, in my opinion. A really, really nice level. Okay, so watch that level. If we go to Exxon, you can see Exxon's also down, although off its lows. But again, Chevron's the one that's catching my eye. That's the one that I think is going to be a very intriguing play. Or a couple other stocks out there. Take a look at Tesla today. Tesla's trading up about $1 and change. Tesla had a big, strong move about a week ago, and then Elon Musk came out and basically said our stock is overvalued. And since then, the stock has come down quite a bit. But I think that this still could be consolidation for one final move above 300. And if it gets above 300, then that's my target zone for a potential short. Facebook had a nice sell-off yesterday, but it's basically getting back everything, almost everything. And this is the daily chart. So you can see down candle yesterday, right back up. And again, if we go to the intraday chart, you can see it a little bit better, how it's negating a majority. So right here was the high. I mean, this was a beautiful little double top right here. And we're not that far away from those highs at this point in time. So that'll be something I watch very, very closely as well. All right. JP Morgan Chase today up 24 cents. Nice move there. Goldman Sachs up $2.57. Interesting with Goldman. Look at where Goldman kind of put in this little pivot top, pivot top, pivot top, and then look at the gap fill. So you have a gap fill from 2 days ago, and sure enough, we're just hammering underneath that. It could easily break through, by the way. That would not be overly shocking to me to see it push through just a little bit before we see some more downside. I'm going to keep an eye on this market very closely. I do think that the options plays that I've been playing lately have been golden. I've made a lot of money on these options plays. In fact, I'm looking to pick up some puts right now on something here. And again, I do think that that's probably the way to play this market, because what you do, and this is what I did yesterday, I made over $10,000, almost $11,000 day trading yesterday, and basically I was just day trading puts on the Qs, and I also played GoPro, some puts on the GoPro as well, and made some good money yesterday on the big rollover. And it seems like because you're getting this choppy market with a little downside and then it bounces back, the options are paying you better. So it seems like that's the right way to play it at this point in time. So I'll keep you guys posted if you're a member in the Money Stocks on that. But again, I am looking into potentially playing some options plays here in the not too distant future. And I do see some good lucrative ideas out there. Twitter today, guys. Take a look at Twitter. Twitter having a nice day, up $2.50. Where's Twitter going on the daily chart? Let's take a quick gander at that. All right, notice how it's trading up here. I have a very big level. We're just about into it on Twitter. This little area right here looks very, very interesting to me. So I'm going to be watching very closely on that, and we'll take it one step at a time. But right now, again, that does look like a good level on Twitter for a potential short. I might take it in the research center. Obviously, I will give it to members if I do and post it live. All right. Just going back to the SPY here, if we flip back, markets continue to trade up a little bit. Looks like a little bit of a buy program just hit, as you can see, and we're popping up here. 200 MA is going to be your next resistance if you get through this area of resistance, which is very likely at this point in time as well. So watch for that, and I will be looking to play that as well. GoPro today is up again. GoPro today had a high pivot here, and you pierced the high and then quickly came back in. So I'm really watching, and this is what you want to do every day now. You want to kind of pay attention to how GoPro is acting. And, you know, earlier today it didn't make a new high, which was interesting. Now it did make a new high, but the question is, can it hold that or does it sell back off? If by chance we make a new high and then come back and kind of close down here below these moving averages, I think it puts it in a weak position for tomorrow. The stock is still strong, up 6%, but again, the fact is it's not like the last few days. Like if you go here, it was up literally from the highs from the previous day a huge amount. Today it's basically below the highs from yesterday, but it just pierced. So you can see there's a little bit of weakening occurring here, but I'm not sure if it's fully done just yet. And this is something, again, if you can catch the top on this using options, you can make a lot of money, because I do think it will fall very, very quickly when it does fall. All right? All right, so we'll be watching that very closely here in the coming days as well, even in the coming minutes and hours on this chart. And again, we see GoPro starting to downtick a little bit. And again, you had this nice little push up, little extra volume, then it just faded right back down here. So let's watch and see how that plays out in the coming minutes as well. Let's see what else we have here, guys. Looking across the board, Sprint, that's one that caught my eye. Take a look at the intraday Sprint chart. Wow, look at this. Just ripping here, guys. And we are long Sprint in the research center. All right, and that's a beautiful little move right there. So awesome. Congratulations if you're long Sprint with me in the research center. That's more profits, and we're literally up about 7-8% here. Beautiful little move. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Have a great afternoon, great evening. Thank you, as always, for being members. Come join us here, or I shouldn't say members, but hopefully prospective members. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com.